Every human being has the desire to be recognized, to be acknowledged, and to have a standing of respect, of honor, of appreciation in the sight of others. This is a perfectly normal tendency. However, sometimes this tendency becomes so strong that a person is constantly looking for an experience where they're being appreciated, they're being acknowledged, and they're getting the message from all around them that you are very much liked and loved and adored by all. On one side, it's a need to be loved and appreciated. On the other side, if this goes out of proportion and a person is not getting it, that appreciation all the time, then it takes them towards being very, very down, depressed, angry, irritable. The Prophet ﷺ taught us how to deal with these tendencies. Once he was sitting with his companions and a person entered the masjid. The Prophet ﷺ asked, "What do you think about this person? What do you know about this person?" They said, "This is a very prominent man. If he were to propose to get married, it would be very easy for him to get married. If he were to be absent from a gathering, right away his absence would be noted and he would be looked for. And if he were to speak up, he would be listened to." So who is this? This is the profile of somebody who is very popular, well known, well respected, influential. After some time, another person walked into the masjid. The Prophet ﷺ asked them, "What do you know about this person?" So they said, "Well, he's from the lesser known people, not very popular, not very influential. If he were to propose to a family to marry their daughter, there's a good chance that his proposal would not be accepted. If he were to be missing from a gathering, probably wouldn't be noticed that he's not even there. And if he were to speak up, mention his opinion, or state something, no one would really pay much attention to him." The Prophet ﷺ told them that هَذَا خَيْرٌ مِّن مِلْءِ الْأَرْضِ مِنَ الْأَوَّلِ. This second person, who is not prominent, not popular, no one really knows him, no one would really listen to him, this person by himself is better than the whole world filled with the first type of person. Who was the first type of person? The popular one, the one who was well known, well respected, and so on and so forth. Why is that? Not because one was popular, so he fell from the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and the other one was not known, so he all of a sudden became important. No. Because this person, who no one knows, is sincere, and they are loyal to their purpose, loyal to their Creator, loyal to their responsibilities, to their duties, even though no one knows about them, but they're continuously doing the right thing. The other one is relying on their popularity and their influence to get what they want in life. But if you were to look at them just as an individual, away from all of those things, you would find that you're dealing with someone of much less character, a lesser level of integrity, a lesser level of sincerity, a lesser level of devotion and dedication. The person who is known and appreciated, acknowledged by all, might just be doing whatever they're doing because people are noticing. And the moment people stop noticing, then they'll also stop doing those things. Or maybe they're doing it so that people validate them. Or maybe they're doing it for whatever reason it is, but people have always something to do with what this person decides. What people think has a great deal to do with what this person does or does not do, as opposed to the second person who just does the right thing consistently, even though no one really cares. And the Prophet ﷺ demonstrated to us that sometimes people will not acknowledge you. They will not appreciate you. Rather, they'll do the opposite. They will oppose you. They'll even hurt you. They'll attack you from all sides, even though you haven't done anything wrong. You haven't done anything wrong to a person, and you haven't done anything wrong in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but people are still not in favor of you. What happened when the Prophet ﷺ went to Ta'if to convey his message? It wasn't his message, it was the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He met with the tribal leaders and they all rejected him. They made fun of him. They even insulted his intelligence. They made fun of the fact that he said he was a prophet. And they sent the street children after him to, can you imagine the Prophet of Allah, the noblest human being, being not just insulted, but being hurt, being injured at the hand of children, who whirled their stones at him and beat him with sticks. And that's how they chased him out of their city. With his body bruised and battered and bleeding, and his shoes stuck to his feet because of the blood flowing from his body. And the whole time all he's doing is wiping the blood, does not want the blood to touch the ground, because the moment the blood of a prophet drips and touches the ground, nothing can prevent the punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So there he is trying to wipe the blood so it doesn't drip off of him, and he's saying, oh Allah, forgive these people, they don't know. At that time he was the most unpopular person in that city. In fact, he was openly rejected and mistreated. But did that affect his status in the sight of Allah? And did that affect his status in this dunya? Absolutely not. And there are many occasions like this in his life where he was doing the exact thing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted him to, but it was met with rejection. One Sahabi, Munib al-Azdi radiyallahu anhu, says that I saw the Prophet ﷺ before I accepted Islam. He was going and telling people, Ya ayyuhan nas qulu la ilaha illallah tuflihu. All people say la ilaha illallah and you will be successful. In other words, accept this faith. Now he was already a noble person. People knew of his nobility, people knew of his character, people knew of his graceful personality, how kind, how generous, how trustworthy he was. All of that was known. But when he conveyed this message, how did they respond? Some people responded by spitting in his face. Other people responded by picking up handfuls of dirt and throwing it at him. And other people responded by swearing and cursing at him. Did he stop his work? He did not stop his work. He continued to do it, even though he was insulted in the process. He was hurt in the process, but he continued to do it. Once he was out in the marketplace, inviting towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. His own uncle Abu Lahab had a stick, and he was beating him across the calves with his stick and telling people, oh people, don't listen to my nephew, he's insane. How the Prophet ﷺ showed us and demonstrated to us that this life is not about always being validated by other people. It's not always about being appreciated or liked by other people. And today the word like is a very specific term. We use likes to measure our popularity. We use likes to measure our validity, our importance. Even though likes are not a measure of any of that. Sometimes things go viral on social media and they get hundreds of thousands of likes, even though there's nothing in that to actually like. And there's nothing about that that would actually make the person who posted it any more important than they already are. So when we get used to this, then when we're getting those likes all the time, the pat on the back, the smile in the face, the appreciation being put on the pedestal, we're happy, and the moment it doesn't happen, we fall. And sometimes we fall into the depths of sadness and depression and loneliness and all kinds of things because we're not getting that stimulus of likes. So Islam taught us, the Prophet ﷺ taught us that it's not about the likes. It's about the work that we do. It's about the responsibilities that we fulfill. It's about the integrity of our character, whether someone knows us for that or nobody in the world knows us. That's why the first step in spirituality is to erase oneself. A person cannot recognize the ma'rifah, the recognition of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, until they first diminish their own self-importance. It's not me, it's not about me, this is about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that's a topic for another day. But may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala enable us to always be doing the right thing and not always be looking for appreciation from makhluk. Our appreciation will come from the Khaliq, from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Whenever it comes, it will come in the best way possible. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give us what no makhluk could ever give us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the understanding. Wa sallallahu wa sallama wa baraka ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabihi.